This is what's been waiting for you. Jim McNally, Cowland Panthers. Right in.
I'm so fucking tired. I've sat up there through every swinging day. And I know some of you guys have. So, you just tell me when you want to leave, and I'll be glad to do it, okay? So, or I'll give you what you want. Or I'll give you what I got. Alright, I got a lot of video. I don't have a lot. I got some tape. I'll just go over some things that come up this year, and I'm going to sit right here. And I just keep jumping around here. So if it applies to you, fine. I will say this. There's a couple guys here. Howard Mudd, who was here earlier. I don't know where he is. Basically, when I started all this drop step stuff, I used to do a little of it before I met him. But when I met him, he's the guy that really taught me how to do it. On my Pass Pro, I'm going to give a very good compliment to Larry Bechtel. On my Pass Pro, I used to just move 1 foot at a time, and after I talked to him, I move 2 feet at a time. Okay, it's not a long story, but I owe both those guys a lot. Okay, now, a couple things that happened to us this year, right? And I'm not going to give you a whole dissertation on the play. I'm going to give you a situation that would come up, and then what would happen, and then where we saw we could take advantage of the play, right? We ran a lot of, and I mean a lot of, the weak side power play, okay? And what we would do is, and don't ask me a lot of fucking questions about it, because I got to go to the next point. You with me? All right, goddammit, now here we go. All right, now, what we would do is, we would kick out this guy right here. We'd put the guy in motion, whatever. We'd double team this 3 technique right here to the backside backer like that. Block the center on this nose guard that's really on the other shoulder. And pull this guard right up in this hole and block that backer in one little count. You know, my point is it's just a weak side power play. Does anybody don't know what I'm talking about? Right, you understand what I mean? We would run off tackle weak, double teaming to the mic, pulling the old guard up in the hole. We needed a tackle bubble though. It would be a check with me. If we didn't have this tackle bubble thing, we couldn't run it. Is there anybody that's lost here? A lot of times that end comes up here, we got a big hole. Well, what had happened is we ran this play a lot, and that 3 technique started jumping way the hell out here, rolling in the hole. So the point I'm making is that as the season progressed, this 3 technique would jump way out and try to split the double team, okay? And what we found out is that as well as running the weak side power play, which we're going to continue to run, let's run a play where we kick him out, give him the same illusion we're double teaming that guy, but double team to him. Are you with me? And just zone block these 2 guys and run off tackle. That son of a bitch will go way out here and there's a big hole. So the combination of the weak power with the weak off tackle play, doubling the 3, the double team on this guy should give them the illusion that we're doubling the 3, and as he rolls out or goes to fight the double team, there'll be a big hole for just an off tackle zone play, with the back kicking out the end. Have I lost anybody?
Is that tailback rolling?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he just runs the normal 24 bob. He just runs the normal 22 play. We don't necessarily try to... Yeah, he would just run... we would call this play, for example, 24 bend. The back blocks the end. We'd call this play like 34 jab. The point I'm making is when we were doubling this 3, the way they tried to stop it was to roll the 3 technique, set them down in the hole, you know, whatever this thing is, boom, because it made it hard to double team them, and we're trying to boom, whatever. So now we'll just double team to that guy, okay, they'll roll out, and there'll be a big hole in here just to run a straight handoff. Okay, but you've got to run the double team play to the 3 technique, pulling the off guard. You've got to run the weak side power play, or the double tip.
Steps the same on the double?
The steps would basically be the same on the double, only we'd be doubling for that guy rather than that guy. I guess it's who our eyes go. All right, next point, all right? All right, now, I'm we try to see, Jesus, we're going to double team this son of a bitch, and he's looping away the hell out here. We're pulling the guard to try to get in that. Well, anyway, the ball would go, on this power play, the ball went inside anyway. But that's not the point of that little discussion there. Let's go with number 2 here. We would see one of our best places of just a power. So we would see these big-ass tilted nose guards, and we see these 5 techniques, these loose 5s, Mike, tackle, will, and whatever that stuff is. So one of our best plays that we run is we come over here, put a guy in motion, kick out this Sam, double team this end to him, block down, do this, pull this guy up in the hole and run off. Power play, a power off tackle. Okay, everybody understand that play? All right, so what was happening is this loose 5 technique would be kind of jumping out here. This nose is coming over here. Hard to double team that loose 5 technique, that loose end. The tackle and the tight end are trying to double him. He's looping out. This guy's coming like that. The tackle's not coming off in time, etc. So what we did a little of and what we're going to do a little more next year, I believe, against these loose 5 techniques with this tilted nose on our power play. We got this big ass tilt here. We got that loose 5 technique. Is just take the tackle and block him down now. That's what we call it, a now call. And he's going to block that nose tackle with the back linebacker. With that, this guard can put his hat underneath that guy, right down the middle of him. And this guy, a lot of times, will roll out of that block. When this guy's a loose 5, if the tight end puts his hat underneath him, he thinks it's like a down block on a sweep, and he rolls back outside of that. We still pull the guard up here tight, and we run the power play over here. My point is, when we bring this guy down, it secures the block on the nose tackle. All right? Because when you don't double that end, when you just block down, you put a lot of pressure on that right guard's block on that one-on-one tilted nose. Well, when you come down and double that nose guard, like he is a defensive lineman, there is a bigger crease because you know this guy might close it, so you're taking advantage of getting movement on the nose tackle, which gives you a bigger crease to run the ball right up the middle. If I lost anybody. Now, if this defensive end, no different than we've ever done it, when this tight end comes down to block him, if he fights inside, the guard blows him up. The guard blocks the end with the tight end, and we just let the scraping linebacker go. The point I'm making is tilted nose guard, loose 5 techniques, hard to double team. Take the tackle right down now. Double team the nose guard. Gives you a good seal on the nose. That means his guard can put his hat underneath the tilted nose, and he'll have a tendency to roll out of that then, and the ball might go right up the middle. Questions? So I took the double team off the 5 technique, blocked him down on the nose guard, okay? Give the 5 technique the illusion that you're kind of pinning him, and a lot of the time these guys are so loose, when you put your hat underneath him, he rolls off the block. All right, I don't want to go through the whole power play. I'm just giving you little tidbits that happened to us this year when we tried to run our power play versus this loose 3 tech. What?
Jim, how do you block the backside backwards?
Backside backer, the tackles, that's the guy who's dumping back for him. Okay? What happened was, what happens was when this guy goes down right now, if this guy doesn't if this guy gives you something to hit, you hit it, and a lot of times you can secure that thing right there, and if this guy scrapes, and even if the tight end can't block him, this guard blows it up right there. He's on a tight trap. He is so tight, he's tighter than Dick's hat band. And that ball goes right up the gut. You just let the scraping backer go, because the back's get out the sand. Questions? So instead of double teaming the 5 technique, send the tackle right down. The guard's on a tight trap course. And as I said before, this tight end puts his hat underneath him and tries to turn him back that way. The ball goes right up the middle. Balls are smoking. I ain't joking. All right. That's point number 2. We got point number 1. We have the weak power. We go to the other bullshit there we talked about. All right. Let's talk about this other stuff, okay? Bob talked about this earlier today. We call this a fallback technique. All right, we'll come out here, we'll run a zone play to the strong side. We really don't run the strong side zone play much anymore. Our best play is a play we call 24 and 25 bomb. We run the weak side off tackle play, put the lead back on the will. That's our best play. There are a lot of problems running to the strong side, so we don't even run our zone play over there. Or we just run it to the weak side. We have other plays to the tight end. Okay, now here's what we see, right? We will see a situation where these linebackers are real deep. They'll take that nose tackle and they'll do that to him. And this backer right here, the ball would go off tackle, and this Mike is deep. He reads the nose tackle, goes like that. He makes the ball cut back. This guy falls over the top. Now, what Bob said earlier, that on the Philly technique, which we used to do when we played Philadelphia, he'd take a deep bucket step, he'd come back and hit that nose tackle, and then they would exchange this thing. You know, these two would block those two, and then the ball would... Here's what we do now. If we see a fallback technique right now, okay, we treat it just like the Mike's backside, all right? We just take this guy and take one step straight upfield with our inside foot. He blocks him alone, and when that guy blocks down, he fills. He fills every single time. He thinks it's a double team. One step, boom. They don't fall back. Now the whole key is to keep the zone, keep the stretch, make the backers move. But that sounds good. Some of these backers here, they go like, here he falls. All you got to do is take one step. Even if you don't hit him, he'll fill, boom. And what that does, you stop the nose just to count, not enough to screw up the center. Any questions on that? You got a loose five, you got a five technique, you got a tilted nose. Now, you do have a problem if the end pinched in and the nose tackle goes that way and the Mike can scrape either way. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, the right tackle's either got to work, the right guard's either got to work with the tackle or got to work with the center.
Guard step with his inside foot.
Guard will step with his inside foot, all right? So my point is, here's that nose tackle, all right? Yeah, our back is right here. The whole theory is you take your drop step, you take a deep drop step, you get a piece of this guy with your shoulder, and then you stay on the angle. You make this guy move, all right? That all sounded good until that linebacker, fuck, that's so much boom, and he, you know, so rather than do what we call the Philly technique, because we wanted a bigger hole, rather than cut back here, all we did is just take one step here. I think we just put a hand on the guy. Boom, boom, all right, and he filled. That's the same thing that we'd have to do with a guy like Jesse Tuggle, okay, who, if you knew you had a 3 technique and a 1 technique right here, you have Mike in the middle, okay, and we run the zone play, and he breaks the ball cut back, and he hangs and takes the back door. All you have to take one step, boom, he'll fill. I don't know why he does. He's taught, the center does this, you fill that A gap. Center goes here, you hang behind for the cutback. The Bears did that. Okay? That what we try to do is take advantage of the fallback technique. Backfield coach doesn't like it. He says you fuck up the read on the down guy. You know, they like the down guy. You just come like a bitch so they can read him. You know what I mean? But that was something we did. All right, now we played Pittsburgh. It was a terrific defensive team. And we ran our off-tackle play. It doesn't matter whether it's strong or weak. And this is no big deal. Shit, I saw this 15 years ago when I went to visit Tom Friedman, Jim Coletto at Arizona State. But I didn't know when to use it, right? We're playing Pittsburgh. These some bitches are slanting. You can't cut Pittsburgh's ends off. You think you can, but you can't. Now, they may have an inferior end or two playing at times, and you can cut them off. But when they're good ends in the game, and they're flexing off the ball, that some bitch slants down to them, your tackle can't cut them off. He fucking can't. You're better off running behind him. So what we did is when we would run our zone play against Pittsburgh, their nose tackle always slanted. If he never two-gapped. I mean, he never two-gapped the shit. He was either looping, slanting, whatever, right? So what we did with our backside guard on our zone play against Pittsburgh, all right, we had our backside tackle do just what Howard teaches, a deep bucket step, and get the head across the tee. And we had the center do our normal zone. We took the backside guard and we did a lateral lead-o. That's the term I call between the center and off guard. So what we did was, we're playing Pittsburgh. They're in a nose guard. When they're in a 3-4 defense, those fuckers are slanting. That's when they still two-gap. So our backside guard, that's all they did. Boom, boom. Well, what happened when that end came into slant, I wasn't in a hurry to get up on the backer, so it'd be just boom, 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 bang. I'm right there. My body's there, shut off the end, there's a little bit of a hole. If the nose slanted, boom, 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 I'm right there to block them. Backers are deep. You weren't that concerned about them stoning you because it wasn't like a real hard, just two-gapping defense. I wouldn't do it on the front side because my guard would be a little softer. I don't like it on the front side. I like it on the back side, shutting off the pinching end. Somebody have a hand up? Okay. And that was just our game plan last week. Normally we'd take the drop step with the one hand out, stay on the track. But you can't cut those ends off, right? A lot of time, I'll tell you what, the problem we're having a little bit with the zone block is the zone play. When the ball has to cut back, because everything makes it cut back, there's one more swinging dick back here we can't block, or our tight end can't block them, or can't block them as effectively as we used to be able to. And that's where you got to deepen your back. Okay, let's talk a little bit about, I think what the game's got to now with the offensive lineman is the big thing that I'm sold on that makes our guys, if we ever block anybody halfway decent, it's because we got a base. And I've done this for years, and this is the best thing we do, right? The best thing we do. We call it the demeanor, right? We're in this duck thing, and we go forward, and we go backward, we move our hands, but we're always into that whatever, right? So when our guys take steps, on most of the tight stuff, they are Frankensteining into the block. They hit a guy in a double team, their feet are mired in the ground. Everything is a base, because we do so much of back, why don't you come up here? You know how to do this. We call this the duck demeanor, just the wave drill. All right, watch, he can do it right now. All right, so you move your feet, okay, in your hands. Okay, let's go this way. Backward, now pump your forward with the wide base. He's going to bend down the floor, but he's going to hold over here, over here, forward, back. Now, then I say, okay, partner demeanor. All right, now I'm a player. We got them all lined up at once, right? The whole fucking O-line is up. I'm Garrido, right? So I'm doing this to Rockermeyer, right? Hands up with your feet here. Now I attack him. Boom. He gets one run. Okay, here we go. Next one. Ready, set, hut. He gets one pass. Pass block. Whatever you want to do. Blah, blah, blah. So what I mean, they get a rep at a run block. They get a rep at a pass block. After I have gone, and they're tired, right? So we're not trying to do the old duck walk. All we're trying to do is make them move, flat-footed, whatever that is, right there. Here's what it looks like. Knees in, toes are up. Power angles. Forward and backward. Here's this. Body control, move your arm. Sideways is pass pro, moving the hands. So, hopefully, when a guy has to hit somebody, they're like that. Whatever.
Coach, how wide do you keep their feet?
How wide?
Yeah.
They're wider than most of the guys we're demonstrating today. They're not this wide. I don't know. I'm a little guy. How wide are they? Pretty fucking wide, right? They are. I wouldn't use it if I'm running out there to get a safety on a sweep or something. Any close quarter blocking would be that wide.
You try to pull your knees in then?
Power, yes. All right, if your knees are out, like power angles, knees in, toes out on your insteps. That's your power. Same in your stances. Your better stances look like this. Well, I don't know what that is. See that? That's power. That's fucked up. It is. Right? I mean, so that little thing I was just doing was just that little duck thing. You arch your back, and it's a pass. It's just that feeling of when you hit somebody, your feet are spread. Everything you do is a duck down, insteps. We're trying not to be on the balls of our feet. Sometimes they are. I've been talking about this shit forever. You fuckers heard this forever. All right, now, well, we looked at all our film. The big mistake on the run and the pass was what everybody was talking about today, the second step. Fuck it, I'll show you the film. The second step, I gotta block this guy right here, whatever the thing is, and I move this foot, and this thing does this, I'm dead. I'm dead, right? Let's say I'm, watch this, on the back side, I gotta cut off that forward technique, right? I don't know if he's gonna slant or not. And maybe he's there. So I take a good pull, right? When this thing goes there, I'm fucked. Because if the guy don't slant, if I go like this, he hits me right here, okay, and boom, he flattens me out. So even on the backside, on the inside zone play, where the ball might cut back, we will take a good deep drop step, second step down right now. Boom. We'll try to catch him on the third step. We may never cut him off, but I know this, we've had enough of here and that, which is too big a second step, and when they hit us, if they're not slanting, we get flattened out. So all blocks, close quarter, power, zone, our second step, and it's to the extent now where it's, and get it down now. To the point now we actually call it something, pop it. I think I got that from coach at Georgia Tech, the guy you work with, Marty. I really emphasize that way back. Shunkweller. Drop, and what we do is, we got a guy on the angle. Here's what we do. We got a guy on the angle, and I'm going to block him on the angle. Like Howard would say, the fucker's on the angle, keep him on the angle. We call it drop it, and pop it. Drop it, and pop it. Drop it, and pop it. And if the guy's head up, okay, I don't want to go as far, all I call it is jab it, and pop it. That's beside the point. The second step, doing this, on the majority of our blocks is where we broke down on most of the things. Like if you're double teaming this guy right here, say he's right here, right? Now I'm double teaming to a back line. What we do is we kind of pick this foot up and just put it down a little bit, whatever that is, right? When this foot right here would do that, or it would do, so if we don't take that second step, the double team guy and get it down, it's a bad block. Second step of the block is down now. Okay? That's what we're kind of emphasizing. And you can do all kinds of drills. You can invent them, like they say. You can have a guy standing, but for a second, you can have a guy, and hopefully you would get yourself off the ball. If this is a blocker, he's got a guy head up with me, he might get off the ball to get away from me. This guy might get back so he can cut me off. But let's just take a drop step and go that way. Okay? See what I've done? He didn't. Now you know I'm going to do that. Get your second step down. Ready? Set. Huh. Whatever that is. Okay? Let's say he's a front side blocker. Put your hands on me. Just bend down. All right? He's going to run block. All right? But just to teach him what it feels like, I'll go through the whole stance. Set. Huh. Okay. Second step. Get it down right now. Go ahead and lean on the guy. Get the feeling. But something that they do over and over, do it 15 times. Get your second step down on a drop it and pop it on the angle. Get it down. You talk about it, but I don't know, other than talking about it, I don't know a real drill that you say, okay, here, other than you got to do it. You got to have a guy press on you so you can get it down. Now you might take it a little further to the crotch, but that's the deal. That's the deal. Saw Fargo 5 times. Okay, now, I got a room. I got a room at the Panthers. My old line room is a big room. We got a Taj Mahal place. Every bit of my wall is filled. I got OJ on the wall. I got the Unabomber. I got John Gotti. I got the guy that won the Olympics in 1920. I got Badana. Boom. I got it all. I got a space on the wall. My wife says I'm obsessive compulsive. All right, now, on our inside zone play, where we found also our biggest mistakes, or where we didn't do it good, or when we did it good, I got a big right guard, Strepanek, who is big. You talk about big, this guy is big. When he got the block the best, blocking the 3 technique on the inside zone play, he would do this and this, but his arms, you know, however you hit here, hands, he had a lockout like this. He bridged his arms up, and he's trying to stick his head in, but when he got that, that's what gave him the separation and was able to knock the guy off the ball a little bit. So what we emphasize is not just pick them up like that, not the big wind-up, but since we do drop step, there's a natural just boom. But if they can lock those arms as they're trying to stick their nose in there a little bit, and emphasize that gets its separation, that seems to create more movement. And it's the combination of getting the second step down, whipping the arms, and getting that full bridge out, if you may. The forearm. When do we use the forearm? I like the forearm blow. Here's when we use the forearm. I'll try to give you most instances. The pure forearm, not the shoulder lift. We call a shoulder lift, or Howard calls it a pry 'em open or rip underneath them. The pure flipper, you know, boom, whatever that's called. Here's what we use. The center uses it on the off-tackle plays. I got a center on a head-up nose. If I put 2 hands on a head-up nose, the nose grabs me like this, there goes the ball, and this guy makes the tackle. So the center, he takes his drop it, foot to crotch, flipper, pump this arm. Don't use this arm unless the guy crosses your face. There would be an example of a forearm, shoulder, forearm blow. Center on a head-up nose on the zone play. We put 2 hands on him, I'll say it again, he does that to us, the nose moves, he makes the ball cut back too soon. We would use the forearm on our zone play when we take our drop step, and this guy moves to the tough area. That's the area that Bob talked about today, where the guy goes inside a little bit. So we go and back to the flipper, don't use this hand. You use this hand, keeps the shoulders turned. All right? Number 3. The inside guy on the double team, the postman, all right? If he has got any sort of a shade, we're double teaming to that guy, he will use the forearm, don't use this hand. Same thing, I get this hand in, boom, I can never get off on our responsibility. Shoulder, forearm, Crowther, this, center on the nose, zone play. Tough technique on the inside zone when he kind of goes to that gray area. That's no different than the guy lines up there on me. And the postman on the double teams.
Now, postman and double team, which
Yes.
one do you step with?
Oh, well, if I knew this son of a bitch was never going to slam, never, ever, ever going to slam, I'd come off the ball as hard as I can with my outside foot, and I'd get it on the ground. Boom. And we're still doubling for the back linebacker, right? Because we have different types of double. It isn't always tied in with counters. But what we do is, because I don't know if this guy's going to slam or not, we just take this foot and pick it up, put it down. I was taking too big of a side step originally and wasn't getting any movement. So you're better off taking your inside foot and moving it forward a little bit so you can get some movement, or just pick it up and put it down. Well, we're now on our double teams almost. When we're double teaming for a far guy, we're almost at the point of doing this. Just going right now. Because these guys, like I said, we're doubling them. They're fucking rolling out like that. We're chasing the double team. The guy we're supposed to double team is back. So if there's nothing for us to hit on our second step, boom, we're back.
You release to double team on 3 technique.
If the 3 doesn't close with me, or if the 3's hitting part of me, or the guy blocking down caves him, I'll stay on. But our second step will look like this. Boom, boom. If that guy's there, I might not even touch him. If he's there, it might be just boom. And then, you know where this guy puts his hat? Right underneath him, and he takes him just like that, the ball goes right up the gut. Because the loose 3, is trying to do this. So you dig them out like that, and the hole's in here. Because we were chasing the 3 techniques, and they were getting off on the back linebacker, and we were blocking against each other. I'll talk about the forearm. One thing we do a pretty good job is our center front guard double teams on the ISO draw. Matt Elliott does a terrific job. I mean, terrific. And he's not a real big guy. The center, the postman on that tilted nose, he'll snap the ball, just pick that foot up and down, and he'll go whack, shoulder, forearm. There's a front side guard, particularly Matt Elliott, he'll just come off the ball. Upper body goes first. Remember I talked about that last? Upper body goes first, foot's on the ground. But rather than go lateral and upfield to stay square, or shuffling, you don't gain movement. You can displace the nose when you take them like that. But because these guys are tilted, the guard can uncoil and still keep his shoulders square. So that double team is a square. But there would be an example. The center uses this shoulder, forearm. He's the postman. Center's footwork is, okay, because sometimes they feel uncomfortable because they got to snap the ball they always move kind of like the opposite foot first. Okay, head position. Everybody talks about head position. Shit, the guy lost his head. Fuck, but nobody tells you how to. Oh, fuck. Everybody's bitching about losing the head. Well, show me how to coach the son of a bitch. They say, well, I lost my head position. Your head's here. This fucker plays football. You lose your head, or you didn't. It's hard. You want your head here. The only way I've found, whatever I'm doing, I'm in here, I got my head. That guy does something to I lose my head. I take this arm, and I rip it back, I pull it back, and I go to a rip. So I'm supposed to keep my head out here, okay? So I go boom, boom, right? Or maybe it's an outside play, and I go boom, boom, but for some reason, I don't. I lose it, all right? The only way I know to keep it is to pull this thing back, and maybe I don't ever get to the rim, but pull that thing back, and then go to something like that. You got to practice it. Or they'll just keep losing their head position. I can see it right now on our zone play against the 3 technique, here, here. Well, sometimes the guy goes there, so you have no choice but just block him and turn him out. But still it's constricted. So there are times I go here, here, and then take a little off of this and regain my head. I guess what I'm saying is you got to take a little off the outside arm after you make contact. Or after you feel you've lost your head position. So you have a drill. Bobby, let me use you. And I call it feet, reach, pull. When I say pull, pull that, right? So maybe I'm hooked in here, I say feet, reach, pull. Okay, but as you pull, try to swim me to the outside. All right, feet, reach, pull. All right, now you see that? That's what they do. They either lock this arm out or pull it and swim you over the top. Another thing I know is this. Another thing is, if you have a play that's like a stretch play, and the ball could cut back, not a pitch, say this guy locks this arm out on me. But he's got so much weight that way that you can actually take him and twist him out. Take his momentum, the ball cuts inside. But that better be on just a handoff rather than a toss. I'm all fucked up. I got 2 cataract operations, lens implants. Fucked up guy. All right. Okay. I got a guy named Matt Elliott. I don't know how he does it. He must have been coached like a bitch in Michigan. But every time he blocks, he gets leverage. He can be 4 foot high, and he's playing the left guard. He's coming in here to hit this guy, whatever he does, and then somewhere during the block, he gets his head underneath the guy. He'd be working, or he'd be on one of those zone blocks, and he'd be taking a step and here, and then for whatever reason, boom, he is down under the pads. And he doesn't get it right away, but he's the kind of guy, if I could think of all these things, Matt Elliott, take all these guys down there and teach them how you always keep your leverage. It's easy to say, get under the pads, and you get a little high, but I got a guy that can do it. It's got to be in his hips and how he sinks his body, and I can see him right now on some of those double team plays when he goes from a one to two-handed read. He is under the pads. Terrific job of doing that. Okay. I give you a situation that we noticed were some errors for us this year. And it's a small point that I didn't coach very good. We're running an off-tackle play over here, like a zone play, whatever. Okay, and this center's taking a little drop step, and he's hitting that guy either with his forearm or a little bit of a shoulder lift. And this guy's taking a little drop step, and he's coming down, he's fucking killing that guy right there. He's trying to, but for some reason, they do at times skate across their body to block that guy. And I don't know why, other than I didn't do a very good job. My point is, here's another example. As I take my drop step, my second step doesn't want to be one that, I'm not saying they're trying to reach like that, but if that second step goes a little flat, that nose tackle kind of pushes them back. You've got to do the same thing on that block. If I'm the backside guard, whatever, you know, maybe I put my head in front. I was kind of skating in front of the guy a little too much and getting flattened out even though the center was healthy. That was something that we are working on and trying to improve. Okay? Here's where we made most of our errors last year on stuff. I mean, we made a lot of errors on these. And I don't know why. It's because the safeties are up most of the time, but we'd have something like this. We'd have a Sam. We'd have a safety sitting here. Shit, we didn't know whether he goes and gets him, whether these two guys go get him, whether we don't block the guy. The safeties in the corners up there in the forcing positions created problems for us where we didn't communicate very well. We have calls, we just have to be a little more alert. We're almost at the, sometimes you spend so much time blocking those guys that you probably should block those guys and fuck those guys. But they do make the tackles in here. That's what we got to do a little bit better job of. Another thing that, just something interesting, no big deal. I mean, you guys would figure this out, but we have 3 or 4 one-back plays. And if they go to a nickel defense, you got all different kinds of defenses, but sometimes they got a guy like right there. And they might have a guy like right there. And they might have a guy like, I mean, who knows where they are? They're fucking everywhere. Some smart son of a go there and cover 6, cover there, rotate, fuck. I don't know all that bullshit. I got a fucking center that's coming up here, and on G6, you want to know who to block, right? My point is, when does the center block that guy? We got to play G6, right? We're going to pull a guard. Well, does the guard come around for that guy? Does the wide receiver block him? Does the center now block back here? Does the center try to block him? Does the guard pull him? I don't know. Fuck. Get one back, bring the center. So what we do is we have the center, no big deal, call the number of the guy I'm going to block. If this guy's number 50 and this guy's going to pull, he knows he blocks 56. How about that, right? If this guy's number, who knows, 36 back here, and he says 36, center says M36, or he points like a quarter. Now this guy knows we fold around. We have some problems with assignments, one back runs, who's the Mike? We have the same problem on a draw. You know, we don't know whether the tight end on a one back draw is supposed to release over the top for him or him. Because the wide receiver, he can't tell half the time who you're blocking. So we try to have the center coordinated. They've got 7 in the box. You know, you shouldn't run it, but that's bullshit because they come up with 7 in the box late. The 3 one-back runs we have are where we got to do a little better job. And it's not so much problem on the play that Howard guy was running. That's the play when you come to the weak side because the centers usually go in front side. But we run a G play versus nickel. It's a good play for us where we pull a guard, one back, one out there, and we run a draw to the strong side. But sorting out who the nickel Sam is, who the nickel Mike is, and who the nickel Will is, and whether we got to block them or don't run the play or have to audible out of it creates a little bit of a problem when you've only got one back and they're trying to come up and stop your run. So the center calls the number of the guy he's going to block. Okay. All right, now another thing, and again, we've done more pulling plays with guards who are out in space than I've ever done before here. Screens and things like that. And this is no big deal because when I was with the Bengals, we'd run a play called brace. But I knew how to block brace. But some of these other plays, I'm not that expertise on until you run them. I'll give you an example here now, okay? You got to play like a G play, right? And this guard pulls around like this. So he kind of takes a parallel pull right about there. You don't want to pull too deep. You don't want to pull up in the line too far. He's pulling for that guy. So he's pulling pretty parallel, drop step parallel. When he gets about to there, and this guy's they have a tendency to do a little bit of that. What they got to do is close the ground. Go forward, go north. No big deal. I didn't do a great job coaching. If you go here, this guy kills you. You got to close the ground to him, and you don't want to measure the guy. Keep running. You know how, like in your open space, when you get out there, they kind of measure a guy. Well, that's when the guy darts away from you and he tackles the back. Remember, on most of those plays, a screen or whatever, the back's going to stay out there for you. Keep running for the outside head. And the best thing that we had found is, rather than staying high, is throw through the outside hip, and if you get them, you get them. You know, kind of like a cross, a fucking scramble, cut them. Throw hip high, and if they come upfield on you, we call it a reverse hip block, where you just cross-shoulder reverse. Open field blocking. Don't measure them. Run right at them as fast and as hard as you can. Close the ground. That makes sense to you guys? You know, like a tackle's pulling out here and he's got a safety. Don't dilly-dally. Run for the outside position, throw on them, and reverse them. You got a big, slow guy, maybe they're not quite as good throwing. You got some good DBs that play those blocks pretty good. But keep the outside head position, and I tell them keep the outside head position with a rip. As you go to do anything like that, same story. You never keep your head. Okay. Splits, right? Splits, I don't do a good job of it, but we're doing a little bit better job of it. And this is, I got this from Howard a long time ago, and we did it one year way back against Cleveland. We got 2 foot splits, 2 foot splits, 2 foot splits, 2, 2, 2, let's say. They're pretty good splits now, right? But let's say these 2 guys want to double team this guy here. Now, you can double team from big splits, but not as good. I know that. Fuck it. I mean, the guys, why, all right? Unless so much comes right in you, right? So what we've said is, right, if we want to get these 2 guys together, that's a guard, that's a tackle. The guard makes all the adjustments. So we don't pre-shift, but let's say I'm the guard and I come up to the line, I'm about ready to get down, all right, and we got our splits, guard move over. Because if the guard comes up right now and he gets close to the tackle, he gets, they kind of line up and they never get their 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet splits. So get the splits because you don't want to shrink everything in. I'll give you another example where it's applicable. Let's say this guy's got a good split, this guy's got a good split, and you got this stuff back here. You're trying to do that stuff on the back side. Well, just have this guard move over a little bit. Get close to the 3 technique. They don't know if you're going to double team them front side or double team them on the back side. But if this guy's got a tight split, he's got a tight split, then all your splits are tied down. So the guard's the best guy to move in if he's going to work with the center, move out if he's going to work with the tackle. Okay, one of our blocks that we're actually getting halfway decent on it, but we're terrible on it, and it's got all through the second step, is we call it a dunk. It's our backside zone block against the 3 tech. Where this guy's drop stepping and coming down and trying to kill that guy, and this guy's trying to do something to get through there to block him, but if he doesn't want to avoid that guy. You know what I mean? He don't want to vacate that guy, but he wants to hit that guy, but then he goes, fuck, I mean, you got to be slow. Hit, block. They say, block the down guys. And this fucker's killing Junior Seau, killing the fucking back, right? My point is, this guard right here, what we have found, it's still all in the second step, right? I got a 3 technique. I got a linebacker might be in there. So as I take my bucket step, drop step, Second, if this thing goes, all right, you never hit that guy. You never close the seam for him. You know, I mean, the tackle can't block him. So, and we tell him, this guy, take the perfect angle to block that guy. Well, a lot of people say, well, just go back and block that guy, because he's way back there. Well, then you don't give the tackle anything to hit. So we keep it kind of simple. We tell the guard, always use shoulder turn, pry his shoulder over, get underneath him with your shoulder, but how quick can you get your second step on the ground? That's what jolts that guy back. But you got to take the angle to block that guy even though he's there. Because if you spend too much time like that, boom. The John Strollo, I tried it one year because they had a good idea. Couldn't do it. They just buckled my arm down. So we still went with a tight this and then did the spin off. How much time do we got?
20 minutes.
All right. I got 100 more things like that, but I can't cover, okay? We'll cover them next year, right? Because I got to go to the film. All right. Now, what we can do with this film thing is talk about any play. All the guys we're talking to, we talk about Howard's play, we talk about Beck's play. Can we draw on this stuff here? We got that drawing stuff?
No.
Okay, fuck it.
Hook up.
All right. Now I'm just going to keep reviewing what all the guys have said today. All right. Second step.
Just put it away.
And don't turn it back in. Got to rewind. I just did this for this clinic. I spent all fucking day yesterday for you guys putting this together. I didn't give a shit about these players. I wasn't going to use it. I said, fuck. I used the whole day. I used Jerry Richardson, the owner, if I could do that for you guys, and he said, fine. So we did it real fast, so I don't know how good it is. Fuck, I even put writing on it. The goddamn video got fucked it up. Everybody's going to call me, Jimmy, how can I get that? You can't get this fucking thing. Don't ask.
Lights.
Wait, I got the, what about this? What about the flipping? Okay. All right, now, this is what Howard, and Howard, you can help me here, correct me or something. If Howard says shit, I swap him straight. I'm telling you now. He and I were the first guys to do this fucking step. They fucking laughed at us. In fact, we stole it from Cleveland in the next year of the Super Bowl. But Howard's telling me now. I say, Howard, how do we use the same shit next year against them? But the year before, they ran up and down the field, blocking. All right, now, you got a guy on an angle. You know, he's on your outside shoulder. And you're going to run Howard's play, the inside zone play, right? So here's what we do, right? Don't worry about this one right here. This is Norberto, right? The guy's on your outside shoulder, right? Now, he's supposed to take the look. See the arm whip? Remember I was saying that full lockout? He's doing the best he can of getting the arm up. We'd like to get the second step on the ground slightly inside of his inside foot, right? All right, now let's watch him from behind. All right, there's that stance, right? He could be a little narrower, right? You ask me about a stance, there's a stance. Look at this fucking joint right here. This is like fucking Taj Mahal right here. I can't even swear on that field. All right, now, all right, probably a little wider head position, all right? Now he's taking a little drop step. It doesn't. Watch his second step. Bang, bang. It's supposed to be slightly inside of that foot. The guard's working with him on a combo. We're running off tackle play. Slant right. Howard slant right? This guy's the real deal here now. Mike Berry, his coach, is here. Mike, I'm so proud of this guy here. Weighs about 325. Okay, now watch the different angle on it. Now, for you guys that say, what is a drop step? You guys always go backward. You don't go. Watch his upper body go forward. See the upper body go forward? That is a drop step. You see it? That fucker is dropping. All right? I don't give a shit what you call it. Watch the second step. Why do you do that? For all the things Howard taught, you can see your target. If the guy slants, you can come back and hit him. The back 7 yards deep. You get more pancakes like that than you do firing out as hard as you can. I don't know why. You got your feet on the ground. The defensive guy is reading the back. It works. Now this guy, look at his back angle.
Jim, did you talk about the toe at all?
The toe?
Yeah. Did you
I don't know what you're talking about, the toe.
Drop step, toe turn out.
Flat-footed, in steps, duck.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch it from this angle. See where he is? He's on the insteps. Look at the second step. Fucking guy's an animal here. If I don't fuck him up, we'll be all right. All right, now here's the left guard doing it. Now I just moved him to left guard. This is Brockermeyer. He ain't done much of it. Well, he's done it, but and he's he's a little high, but we don't have the pads on, and I'm doing it for this fucking clinic. Now, you know what I mean? So it ain't perfect. All right, but he's the left. Now look what I did. He had too wide a base. I said, God damn it, narrow that fucking base on you. So he's thinking about his base, all right? I don't know why this thing is slow-mo here, Bobby.
The back to me, back to
The thing got lost, right? All right? All right, now watch this second. He's blocking on the angle. See it? 1, 2. You know what I mean by blocking on the angle? You don't try to get over and square. You block, he's on the angle, you block him on the angle. Now you need a strong inside hand, because a lot of times, you know, Howard taught me this, the guy comes back off to make the tackle. So you've got a strong inside hand that you can come back and finish him off with. Second step. You guys understand the stance? That's a good stance. Some of you may think it looks like shit. I fucking like it. In steps. Flat-footed, duck demeanor. Donald Goose, duck feet, his balls are loose.
I like it, Jerry.
Second step. That's the key right there. All right? All right, here's Bucky Greeley. Very short arms. But you'll see but he's a pretty good technique from Penn State. His arms didn't work real good. But watch his feet from another pretty good stance, right? Second step. Needs a little better head position. All right, let's go to a couple other guys here. All right, Matt Elliott is the center here in this drill. He's got an offset nose guard. Just like, there's no way you're going to block an offset nose guard unless you drop step. So now he'll take a drop step. Now he won't try to put his head on the far number on the zone plate. He'll just try to put his head across the bow. Or if he goes too far, he'll get flattened out. He tries to put his head across in front of him. Watch the drop step. You lose ground to get on the angle. Watch it. See his feet? That's all that duck shit. He's done it 100 times. This is a tilted nose. He's going to his left. Okay. All right, now. You're blocking Howard's play, the inside zone, but the guy you're blocking is right on you. Like the guard's got a 2 technique or a tackle's got a 4. Well, that son of a bitch is there for some reason. Where he might not slant in, but he might 2-gap you. So now, we don't block him on the angle. Because if you block him on the angle, they might split you. If I lost anybody. Well, let me see what's happening here now. Alright, so now, Norb's guy is head up. So now instead of saying drop it and pop it, I say jab it and pop it. He still picks it up and puts it down. He blocks him square. He needs a little more head position. He's still got the guard coming with him. Watch his second step. Watch his duck. Watch his thing. Mike Berry, you must have taught him this. I couldn't do all this through in one fucking 6-month period. Little wider head position. The guy's head up with him. Pick it up, put it down. Watch. 1, 2. Hat a little wider than, but it don't matter. I'll tell you why it don't matter. You know why it don't matter? Because if this guy's a 4 technique right here, the son of a bitch is either, if he goes out, you know where the ball's going? Inside anyway. You're better off having more mid, you'd like to have a little, my point is, if you try to put outside head position on a 4 technique and do it right, you might as well block him on the angle. So I'd like to have them block them on the angle, but when I'm asking them to put that step there and stay square, it's harder. So here would be a good example of Norb lost it, go to the rip a little bit. Do something to widen your head a little bit. But the reason the guy's in a 4 probably is to do that. Not pinch, but just kind of split you. See, he's not bad if he just worked a little wider head. Maybe don't use your outside arm quite as much. I don't know. I don't know everything. Fuck it. All right, now here's the right guard versus a two technique. You see, big fat two techniques, right? So I want to block him on the angle. Watch that. Left guard. He's working with the center now. 1, 2. 1, 2. He's going forward.
Is that what you want, Zach, right there?
Yeah, that's where I want his head. Probably, because that's Gilbert Brown, who plays the two technique. All right, and he's probably going to pinch in or try to kick the shit out of me. Maybe a little wider. My point is, if I try to put my head any wider, I'm going to block him on the angle, and I'm not as strong, and I don't help the center quite as much. Whatever we've done on these things hasn't hurt our play. Okay? But, granted, you can't keep as good a head position. Now, this fucking Matt Ellie didn't give me the right read. He lined up at a 3 here. All right? All right, so we got that idea. We're blocking the two technique. All right, now, let's talk about the center. What did I say about the center, though, on the zone play? If you block him square, because he's 2 men from the point of attack, the nose guard will beat him. So now, foot to crotch flipper. Not getting a great reaction from the guy holding the shield, right? So now where the other guys were more, he's going to his left. He's getting help from the right guard. Watch him pump the left arm. Don't put your left arm on the guy, the nose will grab it. Now this is a head-up nose guard. If he crosses your face, you're blocking. When you pump that arm, it frees it up. All right, now, the guy you're blocking lines up on your inside eye. This is Bob's tough technique. For the center, he lines up on your backside shoulder. For the guard, he lines up in a 1 technique. You're zoning with your buddy. All right, this is Norberto versus a guy in a 4-eye. All right? All right, there's the defensive end. There's a linebacker over the right guard. They're zone blocking together. He still always makes all adjustments off the lead foot. Second step, right there. Boom. Shoulder, forearm blow. Don't use your right arm. Stay on the down lineman until you get to the depth of the backer. When you get to the depth of the backer, put your head in front of him. Look at his duck. Why don't we step with the inside foot? Because sometimes these guys loop back outside. The timing isn't as good. And he's used to doing it off the outside foot all the time. Look at the second step. All right, here's the left guard. Now he's working with the center. All right, there's the 1 technique. Got Mike Backer right in the middle. Now he's plays a little higher than. Well, watch the second step. Look at that one. Keep your feet on the ground. All right. Okay, let's see what we got next. This is the center blocking back. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the center now, doing it versus a backside nose, right? A lot of times, you can't reach this guy. A lot of times you do it with your shoulder, not your forearm. He's doing it with a forearm here, but you get the idea. All right, the center has got a shaded nose. We're running the zone play to the right. He's working with the left guard. Watch him pick that foot up. Second step, all right? Whether it's a flipper or a shoulder lift, that backer moves a little faster. A lot of times you might have to stay on more of a track here. But you get the idea. It's the same deal. The guy you're blocking is on your backside half on the zone. Okay. All right, now these are the things that we're talking. One-handed, two-handed, tough, all this bullshit. I've broken it down to 3 different things, right? This is the right tackle zone blocking with the tight end, right? On the zone play, right? Now, he's got nothing to hit. This guy's so far away, he can't hit him. And the linebacker might fill right over here. So he uses a one-handed read. If this linebacker was real deep and flowing, he'd use a two-handed read, etc. But these are just examples. What is a one-handed read? This is what it is. A deep bucket. Watch him stick one hand out. Stay on the down lineman. Now, see when he hits it with shoulder lift. Get under with the shoulder. This would be a zone play to the right. Okay? This guy is not a tight end, so whatever he does would be wrong, right? All right, now, here's what happens. He's on the inside eye. He's a deep backer, but I'm not sure. Is he going to scrape? Well, he's probably going to do here, but I'm not sure. Two-handed read. See him two hands? Now, when he flows, watch him put his head across. He goes from a two-handed read to sticking his head in. All right, now, let's say he knew for sure that this guy was going to scrape. He knows it. He's deep. Fuck it. He just sticks his head right in that right guy right now. Watch it. Forget what he's doing right. Sometimes we can tell. Depth of the backer, the guy always scrapes. Don't use one-handed read. Don't use two-handed read. Just stick your fucking head into that guy and blow him out of it. That's called a tough read.
He stacks.
I don't know. Probably two-handed read. The only reason I know this, we played some 4-3 teams, and the center did it, and it worked. All right, now here's Brockermeyer. He's the left guard. He's working with the left tackle. There's nothing to hit. One-handed read. That's pretty sweet there. That's sweet. You know, they say that in Fargo. One hand. Now watch him. See him stay on the track? Don't square up on that backer. Make that fucker move. All right, now here's a two-handed read. And fuck, you know, we're not getting a good look. Let's go to the center now. All right, McNally. This guy is good. I don't know why he's good. He's fucking smart. That's why he went to Michigan. All right, you got a one-handed read. Square it up too much up. Stay on the track. Stay on the angle. Get over here. All right. Now I got a shade. Watch a two-handed read. Got a two-handed read. See? You don't want to bury his head in there because that guy didn't scrape. Take a deep drop step. Now, watch it. This is a tough read. He knows that guy's going to scrape. He's going to play there. Watch him just bury his head right in there. And this guy wouldn't do this, of course. He'd come back and tough him. Get a piece of him, right? Those are the three deals we do, all right? Okay. Now, backside bucket step, rip versus 4-2 technique, and they slip. Now, here's what I'm talking about. This guy's got to cut him off. But he don't always slant, right? So we take a deeper drop step, and we were taking big steps. I tried to shorten it down and take shorter steps. I don't know if he does it here. Let's see. He's trying. He's trying not to cross it way over. Backside tackle. See it? That's better. Get it down. Too big. Giant steps. No good. Not bad if the guy doesn't do anything. He hits you on the shoulder, you're dead. Let's check this guy out. Better.
The drop step flat on the ground or toes is making it.
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
No, that's a bucket. That's a deeper drop step.
So it's flat.
Yes, but it's deep. Fuck it, I don't care if that guy beats you. The back's deep, fuck, you'll cut back. We crossed over so far that we got the shit kicked out of us. Now, let me go, before I go to the next point here. All right, now, don't worry about this one here. Center blocking back. All right, now, can I have some lights here for a minute? No, I don't need any lights. I don't need nothing. I'm into this thing now, so you're going to have to stay here. All right, now, listen to this. You're on the back side. In your particular guard, you got a two technique on you on Howard's play. When we were dropping and ripping, we were getting the shit kicked out of us. Because the Gilbert Browns of the world, Santana Dodsons, we were ripping, turning our shoulders on a two technique. So here's the way I do a two technique. That was like a tackle on a 4. I call that move it and pop it. He's staying square on a 2. The guy didn't give a very good read.
Backside?
Backside. You see when he goes to rip? Picture the guy 2-gap. I'm not talking about when he's zoning with it. Say you got straight up 4-3. Right here is stronger, better than here. You're with me now. I'm talking about the inside zone, could cut back, could go up the middle. I found that out. All I did was ever use a kind of a tight rip. If that's better. If the guy slants, fuck it, the back will cut back. Okay, so I kind of showed you two types of backside rip cut off. One's a flipper, one's a rip. I call one drop it and rip it. I call the other move it and pop it. All right, let's go to the next thing here. Basic blocking using inside pass blocking. We're not jumping here, right? Here's Norberto. He's got. You see where this guy? I believe this sincerely. You know how they say, pick a target. Well, pick a target underneath your chin, over here, up. Well, fuck. Pick the smallest target you can see. That's the right tackle. You see that thing right underneath his armpit? My opinion, okay? That's where you look. My opinion. Got this from Watford. That is the closest area to him. Don't get beat inside. Right now, every time we set, and I pick this up from back, I used to kick step, and I picked this up from Howard too, but Howard does it on his jumping. I got it from both of them. What I used to do was have Norberto move his outside foot and hold the post foot. I did that for years. Well, they didn't do it anyway. They're athletes. So what they do is they move the outside foot and the inside foot. Here's how we would set if we weren't jumping a guy. Watch. 1, 2. See the other foot move? 1, 2. That's a normal set versus a 5. 1, 2. You don't have to ask me a lot of questions. Just fucking look at it, right? See where his target is? All right? Now you got to train the eyes to look there. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now if he was going to jump him, he'd go forward. All right? Why don't we jump all the time? We do a lot. Why? I don't know. Because it gives me something else to fuck around with. All right, here we go. All right, watch. Now, watch this. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, now, he's showing the target. All right, now, he's supposed to go 1, 2. But watch this. Do you know why they can move the outside foot and then not move the inside foot? When they got his target, his eyes. I didn't tell Norm they were doing this. I said, do it again, do it again. But what happened was, because he had a target, before he even would move his left foot, he did this.
He brought it back by itself.
He brought it back by because he's not leaning, right? He's the real deal, boys. All right, now, same thing inside. When you post, you bring your other foot. 1, 2. Now, he don't know what I'm doing. I'm giving 1, 2. 1, 2. It's not forward now. It's just lateral. It's not a jump. We also jump. All right? 1, 2. Now watch this. I'll be damned. Why didn't he move his right foot? He had a target. Look at how he brought a second step back to get in front of the angle. All right, here's Brockemeyer. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You know, keep it on the ground. Oh, watch here. He moved it a little bit for whatever reason. Maybe his target wasn't as good. But watch, when you don't lean, you can bring it back. Watch his left foot. He moved his right a little bit. His right kind of pivoted. It's all on the target. You don't have to take a big kick step, little kick step. Fastest way to move, right there. All right, let's go to the next thing here. What do we got here now? Okay. I got a center now, the thing. Watch the center. All right? He's going to the right. So he stays on the angle. He kicks, he slides, he goes. Now watch this. Watch when the nose goes back. He has no choice. If he kicks right and he goes to kick left, he'll be too spread out. So watch him bring it back. Then he re-kicks. Now he's going left. He kicks left. I don't know why he kicks left, because he's got help from the right guard, or maybe the nose is shaded left. He can't take any shorter steps. He's got to snap the ball. He kicked, he re-kicked, he kicked it the other way. All right, now this is the touch stuff. You've seen it. So this is, you know how you knock the hands down. Eyes are closed. Hand sensitivity, right? You know, there's North. And what they're just trying to get the feeling of, and everything is back to the chest, back to the chest. As I stated, Taj Mahal. Okay. Center line training. This is when the guy spins or tries to split you, right? You pull one hand on top of the other. You know, we're just kind of forming it here. Okay.
Make any difference with his hands?
He said the inside hand is better up. Trapping the low bull rush, right? The guy's bullying you low. You know, his hands are in your chest. There's the trap. Back to the chest. Now we're not even talking about tackles things here. The guy at the top's got a short arm. Here's the trap. Back to the chest. Punch made a big deal of the crispness of the knockdown. All right, here's the wedge, the higher bull. Watch the guy beating on the backside. You don't have to back up like that. See, he's too high. He should be lower. There. Here's the wedge. And here's just the punch. Should hold him a little higher. This guy needs to get his head back a little bit, but he's got the punch on. And there it is. There's the punch. With that. Don't hold. He's got his hands up. Independent punch. This one, you know, we do all those punch drills, but you can't do them like if you only have so much time. So this is just independent, you know, one hand at a time. You can invent all kinds of drills. You could have somebody come from the side and do something with that other hand. You have another guy come at him, and so he does something with that other hand. And then put it all together, you just do a little bit of this. There's where you hold your hands. According to Tunch. And here's what Tunch says. Punch first. Don't pull him back. So he punched him, and he trapped him. And then went back to the punch. And his hands are up. And he center lined him. And he wedged him. A little late, back to the chest. Punch. There's a trap. Okay, guys, party's over. Thank you very much.